The ambulance company I once worked for had an eerie legend tied to it, Rig 12. Many EMTs shared chilling tales about it, but I never bought into the paranormal until I had my own chilling encounter with it. It was a pitch-black, silent night in a remote community, the clock striking 3 a.m. My partner and I were both dozing, me in the driver's seat and her in the passenger seat. I awoke to a faint voice, thinking it was my partner talking softly. Annoyed, I informed her that I was trying to get some sleep and closed my eyes. But then, distinct as ever, a male voice uttered, "Oh my God, am I dying?" followed by a few moments of labored breathing. Both my partner and I snapped to attention, turning our gaze toward the patient compartment, where the voice seemed to originate. For a brief, tense moment, silence gripped us, only to be shattered by the audible click of an oxygen bottle's regulator and a hissing sound as if it were leaking. I immediately switched on the lights, and we hurriedly exited the ambulance. My initial thought was that a vagrant might have climbed in while we dozed. We flung open the rear doors, but to our astonishment, there was no one there. I meticulously inspected the oxygen bottles, confirming that neither had been tampered with. After that unnerving incident, sleep eluded us both for the rest of the night. One night when I was 10, I was woken up by my bedroom door opening, followed by someone sitting on my bed. I felt my leg grazed and the bed sink under a person's weight. It's just Mom, I thought, and I opened my eyes. It was not my mom. I found an eyeless boy. He had black, empty sockets, about my age, sitting at the foot of my bed. He extended his hand, and in it was a little box. I was startled but reached out. He pulled back. I reached again and said, "Give it." Then I blinked, and when I reopened my eyes, he was gone. But I could still see the imprint where he'd sat on my bed. Fast forward 5 years. My girlfriend came over to do homework. After she finished, she took a nap while she waited for her parents. When they arrived, I tried waking her up. She opened her eyes suddenly, looking up at a corner where the wall met the ceiling. She pointed there and went back to sleep. I shook her again. She came to full consciousness, and I explained what she'd done. She looked haunted. Up on the wall, I saw a little boy with no eyes. He was there, in a Spider-Man pose, staring at me. I freaked out and told her my story about the same kid. Fast forward another 5 years. I was with the same girlfriend, and we had a 2-year-old. We were living in my parents' house in my old room. My daughter started waking up at the same time every night, and she'd talk. After a while, I noticed she had almost the same conversation every night. I playfully asked her once whom she was talking to. She said, "It's a little boy. He's nice. He's lost and looking for his mommy." My daughter's nightly conversations continued until we got our own place later that year. When my daughter was 2, I found her twirling paper towel tubes, tied with twine in the air. I asked her what she was doing. She said she was practicing her nunchucks. I was very confused, as she'd have no way of knowing what they were. I asked her what she meant, and she said that Adam had told her how to make them and showed her each night how to use them. She went on to say that Adam told her to practice because she may need to know how to defend herself someday. I almost freaked out but asked her what Adam looked like. She said he was tall, blonde, and had blue eyes. She said, "Mommy, you know how he looks. You know him. He died of a headache." I had to leave the room. You see, 4 months before she was born, my tall, blonde, blue-eyed martial arts pro friend had died of a brain aneurysm at the age of 27. She has not spoken of him since that day, so I'm not sure if I scared her with my reaction or if she had completed her lessons.